Hello, and welcome to another live stream. If you're new around here, my name is the Diamond Bullet. Hello, Rabbi, Kirby, how's it going? Plans. So, I know what I'm planting and I know when I'm planting it. So, 45 and 47 are going to be canola. And 46 is going to be barley, but that needs to be planted in September. So we need a spreader first because both fields need lime. I think. Here we go. Yeah, so both fields need lime. So we need to deal with that first. Both fields also need some fertilizer. So we'll sort that. And then we'll hopefully get to planting. We are going to need to take out more of a loan. Each month is 3 days. So in here, yeah, this is 1 day. That's day 2. So that's today, that's tomorrow, then it's September. So we are midway through August. Okay. So we're going to take out more loan. Because we need a spreader, a sprayer, and the other unnecessary things. For some reason that I can't figure out for the life of me, everything seems super laggy today. Maybe because I'm using 100% of my CPU. I'm just gonna start. The music is funky, innit? Don't need that. But everything seems to be having issues. Even just launching Farm Sim 25 was causing me issues for some reason. Oh well. So we need spreaders. Auger wagons. Faders. Feeders, planters. But we need a seeder as well, so we'll buy one. Okay, enjoy sleep. Meanwhile, I'm gonna figure out why everything is super laggy. Gonna go for the Great Plains. Fertilizer distribution unit. We're gonna buy that. Then we need a sprayer. This should do. Buy that. Then we need... Well, we need a spreader. To be fertilizer spreaders. Yeah. So we're gonna go for that. Then we're gonna need consumables. Lime. Yeah, we're gonna buy 8 of these. And we also need a forklift of some kind. Just for moving things back and forth in the shop. Like, look how laggy this is. Forestry, animals, grapes and olives, special crops, vegetables, root crops, baling, grassland, foraging, combine, oil trailers, loaders. Ah, forklifts. So we're just gonna buy this cute little thing. That does only leave us with 12,000. So we are going to max out our loan. And we have not bought fertilizer. We have not bought seed, but we've bought everything else that we need. I forgot to use my steering wheel for this one, so I'm still on controller. Oops. This is only going to be used for lime, so we may as well use up as much lime as it'll hold. Once our fields are planted, we're going to start making money by doing contracts and things. Okay. We're just going to turn on our beacons. We do need a bigger tractor at some point. Okay. So I know how this works now. Off we go. I'm finally liming a field in a farming game. I didn't do any lime in any other farming game because it never worked for me. Now, we're finally spreading lime onto a field. I could very easily use GPS. I'm not gonna. I don't wanna. I prefer freehand farming than GPS assisted farming. Personally. But that is literally just me and my personal preference. So we are going to plant these in the morning, not today. We're going to have everything, hopefully, limed tonight. Then we're going to sleep, fertilize in the morning. And then, once fertilizing is done, it'll be time to plant. We're a little far away from that. But so far, it's going well. We've maxed out our loan, but that's okay. I don't know what the daily interest is going to be like, because we haven't slept through a day yet. But my goal is, once everything's planted, we'll be focused on doing contracts for people. And then, once that's all done, or once we've done a nice share of contracts anyway, then we will go on and think about getting greenhouses and things. Gonna go collect the other bits of lime real quick. That's one field done. I can definitely say that I am so far enjoying myself. We're listening to the lo-fi playlist of Streamlabs music. Fill her up again. So all that we need left is fertilizer and seed. Herbicide we don't need just yet. But our planter will also do fertilizer, I think. We'll check it. And if it does, then we'll just fill it with solid fertilizer and seed. Then it'll be fertilizing as we're planting, which will be beneficial. Now, I happen to know this specific spreader doesn't have a narrow tire option, hence the impulsiveness of my decision to buy a sprayer as well. And off we go. But in my time in Farming Sim, and I have been playing since 15, I've never limed a field. This is my first time me seeing a limed field in a save of mine. But we're gonna continue. Then in the morning, it'll be time to plant. If I am right about the planter or seeder. So we'll check it. We'll fill up the seeder tonight as well. So yeah. That field to our right and the field we did over there are going to be our canola fields. This one's going to be our barley field. So this one needs to be planted in September. So we don't need to worry about it yet. I have planned it. I could have done all 3 canola. But the thing is, in August, you pretty much only have the one option. There's also poplars and things like that, but I've never grown those. So I've chosen canola. Canola is one of the better crops in terms of profit margins in my experience. We're just going to use this guy's field. It's not ours, so we can. Like I said, if I did buy it, it's going to be transformed into like a turnaround area. But if you do want to watch the first episode, you can. It is now available on my YouTube channel, which you can access by doing !YouTube. It's also available here on Twitch, the full episode. So, it's everywhere. And then this one will also be uploaded to YouTube, but it won't be today. It'll be tomorrow. They'll always be uploaded to YouTube the day after. I'm not going to edit them. It's going to be the full stream. I don't see a reason to really edit a stream, personally. Here we go. That's liming done. We do also need to expand our yard. Build a shed. I might knock down the barn, because we're not using it. That'll be a nice little bit of income, I guess. We do need a shed. Sheds are expensive unless they're constructables, and constructables are expensive if you don't have the industries. We're gonna go park this in our yard. But like I said, this is only going to be used for lime. It's not going to be used for anything else. Also, what's that building? Can we... Oh, it's a chicken pasture. A shed with a chicken pasture. This might be worth keeping. There's the little chicken coop area. That's nice. This shed, though, we can't use. Unless it has multiple doors on it. But it doesn't look like it. Yeah, we can't really use this. So we're going to get rid of it. Oh lord, come on. The lag could just be my server though, but like I said, I did have issues when it came to actually launching the game. So it's... Where is it? Ah, here we go. Construction. On. Game is deciding to not continue past this point. Can't do anything. Like, straight up can't do anything. Oh. There we go. But this... It's only going to be $4,000, but we're getting rid of it. I would like to place a shed there. But they're all really expensive. That one's only $10,000. But that's... huge. So no shed yet. We will get a shed. But we need more money. I don't want a tiny shed. Anyway, back over here. I'll grab that. Ah, yeah, so it is wheat and solid fertilizer. Okay. That makes a... That makes it easier. So, seeds. Wheat, oat, pig food, road salt. So, seeds. As well, buy as many as we can. And solid fertilizer. canola, that's the one. I think. Just gonna check my plan. Yeah, canola is August, and well, we could also plant canola in September. I just kind of want the two crops to be separated for now. Okay. Feels weird driving through this without the shed. That plow needs moving. This is also our full working width. Canola, fertilizer. Okay, let's go. So that other limed field isn't going to be planted. I just noticed that we are currently planting. Oh well. We'll finish this field and then we'll sleep for the day. Because then our two canola crops will be offset. At the first growth stage, we are going to need to spray these fields. Luckily, we know we can fit narrow tires to this tractor. And by then, we'd have done some contracts. Hopefully. Gonna fix our two little mistakes. Of that one. I don't like doing this. I don't like driving into the field after I've planted. But hey, from what I know, driving in your field after planting doesn't harm the growth. It would in real life. Well, why can't this drive in a straight fucking line, man? See, look, it just veers off to the left randomly. It pisses me off, even when I'm not touching the thumbstick at all. This eats through the fertilizer, though. But it is good to have that fertilizer application whilst you're planting. There's one less application you need to do with a sprayer. I'm okay with this. Not really eating through the seed at all. We are planting, right? We're not just recultivating. That gonna need a roller. Huh. We are. We're going to need a roller at some point. Not yet. A roller will push the seeds further down into the ground. I think, if I remember correctly, the rollers in this game aren't cheap at all. So for now, we're not going to use a roller for this harvest. Unless we find one on the sale that's really cheap, then nah. Also, the reason I didn't decide to just stop when I noticed that I'm planting at like 8 PM is if I stopped and slept, then that one strip will be at a different growth stage to the rest of it. And it'll make the whole field not look neat and tidy. And I like neat and tidy fields. Same reason I don't do headlands. Because I like it being neat and tidy. We do indeed have field stones, which the rolling will help change. But we're not going to roll yet. Dagwin isn't rolling in his, why should I roll in mine? Like a light of something just on the floor going across this field. Huh. With like a spotlight. My goal as well is to take everything nice and slow. I don't want to grind everything to the point where I run out of things. Like, I don't want to do what Daggerwind's doing. Daggerwind is releasing too many episodes too quickly. I made that mistake with my 22 series. The reason I'm not doing that, I could easily do that. I could stream for hours and get a lot done. The reason I'm not is because I'd run out of things to do too quickly. The quicker you're releasing your episodes, the more you're recording it, or the more you're streaming it in my case, the less you end up having. And that's also why I'm starting with nothing new. We're starting with bare bones. Nothing new with the game, because we need special equipment for some of it. We could do long grain rice. I think maybe our planter can't do long grain rice. Pretty sure it can, but maybe it can't. The good news is, this planter, or seeder, is not going through the seed that much. Which I'm not sure if it is good. Maybe it's like a glitch. Because the seed isn't going down. Since I checked whether or not we were planting, I did accidentally hire another fucking worker. We've only used 1 liter of seeds. Whether or not that's just how canola is, it's strange. And the reason I started with the Skoda is I thought it was weird for a farming game to have a Skoda license. And also, in single player, if you start with the farm, you will have a car or a truck or the strange 3-wheel thing. So I thought, hey, we may as well start with a car as well. So this field is almost done. We have used another 1 liter of seeds. I do like not using workers. Obviously, if I have multiple tractors, multiple planters, then maybe I would. But early game, there is no point. Because what else am I going to be doing? Because if I did, say, a harvest contract, I'd need the tractor for carting. If I was to do any other contract, I'd need the tractor. So if I had a second tractor, then we'd be okay. So we are going to work towards a second tractor. Preferably a bigger tractor. So we'll have one for carting, which will be this one. And one for field work, which will be the slightly larger Fendt. It does have to be a Fendt. I've made the executive decision that pretty much any tractor we get is going to be a Fendt. Unless I see one that I really like. Which more than likely will coincidentally be a Fendt of some kind. Like, if I see a Fendt that I can afford in the sale, I'm buying it. It might be impulsive, but we are a Fendt tractor farm. My next harvester is going to be a Fendt as well. We discussed that in episode 1. Because Fendt, I like the Fendt. I feel like it's an underrated tractor, in my opinion. Like, people think farming, they think Massey Ferguson, they think Case IH, they think John Deere. No one really goes, oh, Fent. So, you know, it's underrated. It's not as recognized as competitors like Massey, like John Deere, like Case. Like, I think Kubota is known more in the industry than Fent. Um, but Fent is my go-to. If you watched my two-player survival challenge that I did with Kai on 22 on No Man's Land, I pretty much filled my farm with the Black Beauty, which was a Fent. Just cause. The Black Beauty is a tractor I wish was already in the game. Like, it was a great tractor. It could do anything and everything. I loved it. It wasn't what caused my fascination with Fent. I like Fent, and I have done since I started farming. And I just feel like if I went for something more predictable, the Massey, the John Deere, the Case IH, then other people were going to do it as well. But Fent is not really used by anyone else. People tend to use the big, strong, powerful, that have unnecessary amounts of power machines like the Quadtrax or the 9RX or something big and beefy. Which you don't really get with Fent. Not unless you find the Black Beauty mod, which I'd need to find and add to the server if I wanted to use it. I do want it. Right now, my goal for the series, where you know you've made it, is doing at least one harvest with the golden harvester. I think that will be my end goal. And I think if I changed maps, I might change my go-to tractors a bit, just to mix it up a bit. Like, this one's Fent because it's European. America could be, say, Massey, John Deere. Asia can be, Hutan Panzai can be whatever I come across. New Holland, maybe. I don't really use New Holland. So, that way I'll be mixing my content with the different maps. And then, obviously, when I'm using different maps, there'll be more mods. And it'll be great. It'll be a great time. So we're gonna go pick up more of the fertilizer. We don't need more seed, I don't think. And then we're gonna park this in the yard. We're gonna move everything over to the yard for ease. And then we're gonna sleep until 7:30, I want to say. So we're gonna go grab that fertilizer. Over here. I wish the AI in this game were slightly more dynamic, though. That is a wish that I have. Which is why I wanted to do multiplayer. Why I was trying to get more people. Because then they'd be the dynamic farmers. Just gonna park this up. There. Gonna move this plow. Or we're gonna miss the plow completely. And over here we have our cultivator. We could probably use this pad a lot more for our machines. But I'm putting them where the shed's gonna be. I could put a shed on this pad though. Maybe a little one. This cultivator. Put next to the plow. Like so. There we go. And we've got to go get our sprayer. Which is currently empty. We'll buy the liquid fertilizer when we're using the sprayer. Right now there's no point. We don't have the money for it. We're just gonna park this here. Then that's gonna be it for the Fendt 516 Vario that we have. So we're gonna go start moving these over. Okay. Okay, we're getting stuck in this. We need to be careful. Onto the pad. So we're going to move all these bags over. And then we're going to be sleeping, then continuing with planting. We have been overtaken. You would not drive with your forks this high up in the air. Be too much of a fall over risk. I just am because I'm special. And off we go with these. I wanted to see if we could get more than just 2. We would maybe want to resurface our yard in the future, so it's less gravel. Because this, we've just witnessed, does not handle very well on the gravel. But this isn't the type of forklift I drive in real life. I drive a reach truck, which is massively different. This would be a counterbalance, which I did sign up for. Yep. Off we go again. So this part's going to be repetitive, but once everything is in, then we'll be fine. Telehandler might be better, but this comes with the forks and is slightly cheaper than a telehandler. So the fun thing is, I started with the same amount of money as Daggerwin did in his series. And Daggerwin started with a farm and started with machines. And the first thing he did was spend like 200 grand almost on a new field. Okay. Yeah. That didn't work. I tried picking up the third bag, but we'll come back for it. You wouldn't see anything in first person either. final solid fertilizer bag, but it's kind of lying on the floor. I have found the indicator button. Fuck yeah. Also, Daggerwin went in with some tests already done. I've not tested anything. I'm going into this bare bones. I'm learning as we go. Oh fuck. Knocked that bag over. That's okay, we can probably lift this one up easier than the other one. Oh. I mean, it's fine. It's not moving from here. It's just... There we go. Five more trips. This is our seed. I do want a telehandler in the future. But for now, we don't need one. Now, we realistically would want to put these indoors. But we have no sheltered location, so that's going to be fine. It has to be. I only slept for like an hour last night, so I will be sleeping again after the stream probably. Just taking a drinking break in the middle of the road. You know what? I have an idea for my next field, the one that I buy, which is going to be 43. We're going to turn that into productions. That's going to be our productions area. Where all our greenhouses and things will be. Which will also be, like, concreted. And any extra, like, sheds and things. How do I keep missing these, man? There we go. Probably would make more sense to get a, like, flatbed at some point. But for now, this is fine. Would also be cool to have like a realistic warehouse-based game with realistic handling, like reach trucks and counterbalance and others. Be great. Like in a reach truck, when you're going forks leading, which means forks ahead of you, the steering is opposite. You turn right to go left, left to go right. And it's normal when you're forks following, which is how you drive a bridge truck most of the time anyway, because when you are laden, or as normal people call it, loaded, then you kind of have to drive forks following or load following for visibility, and because that's technically forwards. There's obviously different rules that come into play when you're going up and down ramps or outside and things like that, but you don't do that in a reach truck anyway. That tends to be a rider. What would they be called? We call them T20s and 25s and stuff, but I'd say they're like, they're just motorized pump trucks. That's how I'm gonna call them. They're motorized pump trucks. They do most of the loading in and out of trucks. And the counterbalance trucks are what normally go like outside and things, I think. I've signed on for everything, so Hopefully I'll get trained in something. But there's some terms you might hear me using a lot now. Laden and unladen, especially. Because that vocab translates over. It just means loaded or unloaded. Huh? There we go. That was a disaster to get sorted, but we're okay now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning in game, and we're still moving these. Over. Ah. We have some weeds, it looks like. Oh. Lord. We do have a lot of weed. We are going to need to spray some herbicide once I have other fields planted. So we are going to need to get the narrow tie. Wait, there's no crop destruction on the first growth stage, is there? There shouldn't be, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, then we've got to refit our tractor with some narrow tires, which we can do. We know we can. Just a little expensive. And we're done. Finally. There's that last bag of lime as well. My question is, do you think we can put this in the silo? Gonna try. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so there should be... You can't close that gate. Okay. There should be a sleep trigger here somewhere. This isn't working. Yes, that's wardrobe. I guess we're not going to be sleeping. Okay, just give me a second. Just gotta log in as admin. Real quick. And we're in as an admin now. Ah. So as we can't sleep, we may as well go 360 times. Oh, that's going. We're going to turn off active zone markers because clearly we can't sleep. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, farm. Gonna let that warm up for a bit. We're gonna need some herbicide. So we're gonna buy some. One should be enough. We're gonna start with spraying. Fuck me, we got a big spray, didn't we? So the good news is, at this growth stage, there is no crop destruction. I was right. I like seeing the lime field. It looks like it snowed just on that one field. I think this sprayer was a good purchase. It's an early purchase. Some people would say maybe a tad unnecessary at this moment in time. But we clear all these weeds, our yield bonus increases. And we are at another growth stage, which means in the next live stream on this game, which is either going to be later today or tomorrow, it could be either, we will be fertilizing this field instead, because the yield bonus is going to help us a lot when it comes to income. And this is why I wanted to plant them on... Well, I didn't want to plant them on 2 different days. It's just what happened. And why I continued. This is actually more beneficial for us. Because it means we can harvest this, next day harvest that, and then the day after, we'll be harvesting the middle field. So it'll be 3 days of straight harvest on 3 different fields. But it's okay. There should be no more weeds on that field. Yeah. All the weeds are dead. So we're gonna turn that one off. It does say it needs rolling, so we're also going to turn that off. So you can see it has an application of fertilizer. It needs another, which we will do later. Won't do that in today's stream, though. Hook back onto the planter. Canola still. And it's not this field, it's the next one. And something I am going to say, well, something I'm going to look at while we're waiting for it to warm up a little bit in game, is so we're doing canola. So canola, the barley's going to be ready before the canola. Looking at it on here. So barley, if we plant it in September, that's going to be ready to harvest in May. Then canola, we're planting it now, is going to be ready to harvest in June. In May, we can plant corn, soybeans, rice, not long grain, sorghum, grapes, olives, poplar, red beet, carrots, parsnips, green beans, spinach, grass, and radish. There's a lot of things we can plant in May. Because what I'm wanting, if we harvest the barley field, which will be this one next to us, in May, then once that's harvested, we drill it with something else. And I'm thinking corn. So that means we are going to need to buy a corn header. And see if our harvester can do corn. How do I see the vehicles I have? That's the vehicle. Ooh. That would have been nice to look at. I don't think we can plant corn either, to be fair. It won't be corn. So that... Yeah, we can't plant corn. Well, we can plant peas? I think that's what that icon is. Gonna take a look at this. Yeah, we can plant peas from this. We can also do seed, radish, grass, long grain rice. So we'd need a planter. We would have already done harvest, so that can go into the planter in order to do corn in May. And then if we just check our harvester can do corn. So we'd need a corn header. But that's okay. So let's go plant this last canola field. So this middle field will be barley for this year. The next year is going to be corn. Then when it comes to these other two, which are currently canola, if we look in June, we can plant olives, poplar, red beet, carrots, parsnips, green beans, grass, and radish. I think we might do another canola field and maybe a wheat field. It's just we don't have a lot that we can plant between June and August, really. Alternatively, we could keep one of the fields bare till the following year and plant like sunflowers in March. Or soybeans in April. It would be nice to do sunflowers, corn, and soybeans, because I remember those three were quite profitable in the other game. Soybeans especially. So we'll see when the time comes. We'll revisit the plan. As of right now, we're doing these two as canola. Then our large field's going to be the barley in September. September barley. So let's get going. Hard to see the texture change. This is where GPS would be handy. But there is a texture change. It is slight, but it is there. Missed a bit, but that's okay. We'll deal with that next year. I think the lights make it worse, actually. Yeah, from this angle, you can see the clear texture difference between cultivated and planted. But going down, you can't. This is a steep hill. Okay. We have the power for this hill. I do like this tractor. It's very handy. Very good starting tractor, in my opinion. Actually, I don't even know if episode 1's available on YouTube yet. It was processing when I started streaming. Oh well. I'll have to check it later. After this, I'm definitely going to nap. I am exhausted. The lack of sleep. The reason I didn't sleep much is I'm ill still. And it's cold. I sleep with the window slightly open. Sleeping in cold is actually better for your health than sleeping in the warm. But the cold The cold doesn't bother me. Not really. Not until I have to wake up and get out of the sheets. That's when it bothers me. I think I'm doing okay to say I'm not using GPS at all. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I've never been good at driving in a straight line in these games. Mostly because of my controllers. I will one of these days decide I will remember to hook up the wheel. And try and get that working with the game. I just know that my wheel I had issues with in 22. I'm hoping I don't have the same issues in this game. My issues would be in a massive dead zone. That I couldn't fix no matter what I tried. So it looks like this field is all just weeds now. Oh, no it's not. It's oats that he let wither. It's withered oats. They were ready for harvest yesterday. But that's Ben. Ben is another one of the AI that you can go speak to. So's Katie. So Ben let his crops wither. I'd prefer to not let my crops wither, personally. I've also never really had a vehicle long enough to need to refill it with fuel. I think this tractor might need refilling with fuel at some point. Oh wait, it's September? That's fine still. We can still plant canola in September. No big deal. It does explain a lot though. We can still plant canola in September, right? I'm pretty sure we can. Yes. So still in game tomorrow is when we're going to be planting the barley. Have them spread over 3 different days. Gonna say it also needs rolling. We will roll these fields in the future. Not now. But yeah, I had issues launching the game today. Don't know why it was doing some. It was like missing files for some reason. Re-adding them, but that was causing issues because it wasn't re-adding them. Then the game took like half. I'm not gonna say half an hour, but like 10-15 minutes to launch. It was crazy. I mean, everything's running fine now. I don't know what that was about. I did have that same issue with 22. Only 22 I had on Steam, so it took a little bit of time to load up. Just the game. But I was also stuck on 0% loaded for like 10 minutes. That also could be a server issue. I think there's still some teething issues. Obviously, the game came out 3 days ago. So, there's still going to be some problems. Hopefully, all problems get fixed. I am enjoying this. It's nice and relaxing, especially with the music. A bit of fog. Well, north, looks like. That's an interesting fact about this field. It's north to south. The next stream we will also be doing contracts. We'll be experiencing different things. had an itch on my ankle. Look, my vehicle just veers randomly. This might be a waste of seed and fertilizer, but I want to get this edge. Even though it is just a small slither of the field that I've missed, it could be tens of pounds different. Yep. Take this dirt track way down. Watch the equipment. Gotta take care of your equipment. I like my equipment looking nice and clean. Just gonna park this here for now. Gonna go take a look at this yield bonus. Now that we've annihilated the weeds. 72% yield bonus. That's pretty good. Still needs another fertilizer, which we're gonna do, but there's something that's caught my attention, so we're gonna get into the Skoda. Real quick. Go for a drive. Not a very long drive, but there is something I want to look at. And park up here real quick. This would be a great yard. Yeah. Massive. It's a grain mill, it looks like. A grain elevator. This is massive. Anyway. My headlights are on? Shouldn't be. Oh, I pressed that button, that's why. Okay. What I wanted to check out is down here. This. Am I crouched? No, I'm just tiny compared to these reeds. But look how nice this little area is. Then over on the other side, a little bit of a pond. Nice long stressful day at work and you go for a splash in the little pond.
Why didn't you listen to me?
Anyway, I'm gonna go get the Skoda back. Go park it back up next to the tractor. Something I saw in Dagwin's video of the ignition key is that there's 3 different colored lights. It's a white light when it's in the off position, amber when it's on the systems switch, so the battery switch I would guess, and then blue when it's on. Just park here. We definitely need a new farmhouse. But that is gonna do it for this live stream. This music is a bit loud, isn't it? Yeah, that's gonna do it for this live stream. Thank you for coming out and joining me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!